Hello friends, welcome to Code Coding. In this video, we are going to learn about identifiers in C++. So what are identifiers? So basically, all C++ variables must be identified with a unique name. So we have already seen the syntax of declaring a variable, right? Here, we declare a data type and then the variable name and the value to the variable. So basically, this variable name is called as identifiers because they identify your variables with a unique name. Okay, and these unique names are called as identifiers. So you can have any name to your variables. So basically, your identifiers can be short names like X, Y, Z, anything, or number one, number two, anything. But it is suggested to make use of more descriptive names, like we have make use of age, then name, then height in the previous videos, right? So there are some general rules for naming variables. So we are going to see all these rules that are eligible for declaring your identifier. Now let's go inside our code. So here we have a basic code available, header files, then our main function and return 0. Now let's declare one variable of type string. Okay. So to declare a variable of type string, we need to make use of string data type. So I will say a string and let's say the name. So you can have any name, right? So let's say I provide a variable name as X and then I say John. Okay. So this is a valid statement, right? If I print out this, so if I say here cout and I print X here, end it with a semicolon, and if I run this code, I will get output, right? So I'm getting the message as John. But it's not suggested or it's not good to write this type of variable names or identifier. Why? Because they are not descriptive. Your identifier should describe about what you are writing on this line of code, right? So instead of that, what you can say, I can say here student name, student name, and always make use of this type of syntax. Okay, the variable name should start with a lowercase, and if your variable name has two names, like here we have two names, first is student and name. So whenever your second word is starting, it should start with a uppercase. So this is a syntax. Basically, it looks better. Okay, so you need to follow this. So this looks more better instead of writing it as X. So for now, I will comment out this part because we have removed here the variable name X. Okay, I will also declare one more variable of type int. Let's say int Z, and let's say it's 25. So basically this is describing the age of a student. Now instead of Z, you can say here student age. Okay, you can say here student age. See how I declared this identifier? I have said here S lowercase, and then when I'm using the second word age, it's starting with the uppercase A. So names can contain letters, digits, and underscore. Okay, so we can make use of letter, digit, and underscore also. So if you want to make use of underscore here, so that can also be done. So what I will do here, I will say here underscore and then I will say a name. So this is also fine. You can make use of uppercase also, that's okay. But when I'm using underscore, I will make use of a lowercase. Anything, it's fine. So I can make use of a underscore. Also, we can make use of a number. So I can say here student name 1 or student age 1. So this can be done. So you can make use of a combination of letters, underscore, and digits. Names must begin with a letter or an underscore. Basically, your name cannot begin with a digit. It can begin with a letter or underscore. Let's check that. So if I have here, let's say I give it a name as student name and I start with an underscore. Is it a valid name? Yes, because we are not getting any error. But instead of underscore or letter, I start it with a digit. Then see, we are getting an error. And what does the error says? Expected an identifier. So basically, we are giving identifier only, but we are not giving a valid identifier. It's invalid to start identifier with a digit. So that's why it's giving us a error. Another thing is names are case sensitive. Let's check this after checking the below 2 points. So names cannot contain white spaces or special characters. So your name should only contain letter, digits, and underscore, right? It cannot contain other white spaces or special characters like exclamation mark, hash, etc. Another thing is reserved words. like C++ keywords such as int cannot be used as names. We have some predefined keywords, right? For example, this int is a predefined keyword here, also string, that you cannot use as identifier. So if I say here int, that is not a valid because invalid combination here of type specifier, because they are already defined as a keyword in C++ and you cannot make use of them. Now, this point is more important here. Names are case sensitive. For example, this variable myvar and this variable myvar are two different variables because here the v is in uppercase and here v is in lowercase. Let's check that. Now we have two variables here, student name and student age. Let me remove this one also and let me print it now. I will say here cout student name, student name. Okay, remove this h1 student name, and then I will print also some white space in between, and then I will print here student age, student age. Okay, now let's run this code and check the output. Run code. Okay, we got the message John and 25. Now let's say I I provide a spelling mistake here and say lowercase n. So what will happen? It will say identifier student name is undefined because here there is no identifier with this particular name. It's present with the uppercase. So basically we already seen that C++ is a case sensitive language. It will treat this two as a different variable names. So if I declare one more variable here, string student and just lowercase n name, and the name here is Alice. So these are two different variables. Let me end it with a semicolon. And now if I print here lowercase n, so this particular variable will take this value Alice. If I run this code now, we will get the messages Alice and 25. So always remember that your identifier should describe about your value. Okay.